Hello everyone and welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we're going to be talking about some of the ladies that I'm really excited to see their performance during the preliminary competition at Miss Universe 2022. What I mean by that is that this is not necessarily a leaderboard in terms of the ladies that I'm going to be talking about. This is not a prediction type of video, but instead I will be naming some of the countries that, first of all, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do during the preliminary competition. And second of all, we're going to talk about some of the challenges that I believe they will face during the competition, because let's not forget the preliminary can easily make or break the chances for a candidate. So you already know the drill. If you enjoyed this conversation and this video, don't forget to hit the like button so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel so that you join the family and you don't miss out the new uploads that I'll be posting every single moment, because lately we are uploading so much. And last but not least, be part of the conversation in the comment section down below and the live chat if you are watching this live. So I won't keep you waiting much longer. Actually, I'm just going to bring my visual support and we're going to start talking. So the very first candidate on my list is none other than Manita Hang, representing Cambodia. We have talked about her many times here on the channel. Especially, she has been on every single leaderboard that I've made since the beginning of Miss Universe, even before the competition started. However, it wasn't until my last list that I posted my post-arrival predictions that for the very first time, she was not within my top 16. The reason for that is because I think that Manita has been playing it safe up until this point in the competition in terms of how much she's putting herself out there. Especially compared to everyone in the competition, we have so many strong sashes, we have so many strong competitors and girls that really are bringing their A game. So that was really the only reason why. But I think that in terms of her advocacy, everything that she has been doing so far in the competition, she's great. I love her look so far. I think that her wardrobe was planned so beautifully. And of course, because of all of those reasons, I think that the preliminary competition will be a decisive moment for Manita on whether or not she will crack that very desired top 16. So I just hope that, she will be in the right mindset, she will bring the A game, and that she will give us a memorable performance. Moving on to the next on the list, we have Solaris representing Panama. I remember that for this girl, ever since the very beginning of the competition, when it was announced that she was joining Miss Universe, everyone has been mesmerized by her beauty. I remember that even for my very first leaderboard, she was very high on my list. And I think that in a way, she has been able to live up to that expectation. Of course, she is beautiful, but I must say, similar to the comment that I mentioned for Manita, is that for me, Solaris needs to stand out a little bit more. I'm not gonna give her too much of a hard time because sometimes that's part of their strategy. The girls just want to keep the best for last. But my only advice is that if you want to showcase something, now is the time during the preliminary, because you don't want to, save your best for finals and then it turns out that you don't even crack the top 16. So that would be really a shame. So my hope is that she will show up during preliminaries. We also know that she has some experience from other pageants, Miss World more precisely. So I know that this girl has, the communication skills, the technical skills, and everything, the experience to bring up, to deliver an amazing performance during the preliminary show. I don't know if you guys agree. Please go ahead and let me know. Next on the list, we have Spain. We have talked about Alicia, of course, many times here. She was one of my guests on the channel. And I think that her biggest strength, I've said this even on her interview face to face, is her personality. This woman has so much charisma that she can feel the room. And I'm pretty sure that she did amazing during the interview with the judges because that is really her strength. But now I really want her to focus during the preliminary competition because we remember that back in the day, the technical aspect was kind of her weakness. And this is something that she has acknowledged herself, but however, she has worked extensively on this. So she has been here in the Philippines for, for a few weeks for training. I know her trainer, Ian, if you're watching, we're sending you all of our love. And Ian is one of the best, if not the best in the world. So I'm honestly not worried about Alicia, but I just want her to be in the right mindset, focus, and just give her best performance during preliminaries because this for her could easily be a make it or break it type of moment. I don't know if you guys agree. Once again, for every single candidate, go ahead and express yourself. Let me know, what do you think. Moving on the list, one of the powerhouses, racing powerhouses in pageantry. We have talked about Vietnam many, many times here on the channel. I even covered the Miss Universe Vietnam competition here. So, of course, I have been seeing Ngoc Chau for quite some time. I know what she's capable of. I know for a fact that she will deliver with the looks. So, I'm not even worried about the gown. I'm not even worried about any of the wardrobe. But I do feel that compared to some of the Asian delegates this year, the attention has been going mainly to Philippines, mainly to Thailand, and that Vietnam has been kept mostly as a third option. Um, and this year, there's a lot of countries that are showing up, especially the Latinas are really strong. Europeans, African girls are really strong as well. So my hope is that Nok Chao will really give it her best and just focus on the on the presence on stage, because she has such a likable, relatable personality that sometimes you could see her as oh, it's like a little sister princess vibes, but I want to see on stage a queen in every single sense of the word. So that is um, my expectation when it comes to her. And I know for a fact that she can do it. So I'm just crossing fingers for her and the preliminary. Now, we must talk about Mia, of course, Miss Brazil. Oh, what can I say about Mia? She has been, an early favorite for me, especially since I started seeing a little bit more of her on social media with her advocacy. One thing that I like is that she is such a well-spoken, relatable, fun girl. Like, I don't get bored of anything related to Mia. So when she's interacting with people on social media, when she's talking about campaigns and advocacies, I am seated and listening. Okay, I think that's so important for a Miss Universe. But now, when it comes to the actual performance during the preliminary competition, similar to the comment for Nok Chao, I want Mia to really focus on the technicalities, make sure that she is so undeniably good, that her presence is felt. Because, as I was saying earlier, this year I feel like the continent that has the most candidate with like a potential is really the Latinas. So Latin America is really showing up, and we know that Brazil is in there. And I don't want Brazil to be overshadowed by anyone. So Mia, I'm sending you, good vibes, manifesting great things for you, girl. Just go have fun and, amaze all of us. Moving on, I'm really happy to talk about this girl. Germany. Okay, so Germany actually was not in my initial list of top 16 post arrival or even pre arrival. I think that she actually made it to my dark horse list. However, I've been really paying attention to the girls in Europe because, sometimes I feel like the girls from Europe have more of a softer presence on stage, like softer performance. The Latinas will show up looking very fierce and like, very, I don't know, with a lot of energy. Same thing comes to the Asian girls, the Africans, but sometimes the Europe batch, I get, a little bit. Anyways, I think that this girl has a lot of potential in terms of her beauty. I was actually just having a conversation the other day here with my friend Tita Lavinia, and she was telling me about Miss Germany. And then I went like, you know what? That's true. I feel like in a way she has been blending with everyone during the competition. So for the looks and for the activities, she has been doing really well, but maybe not standing out enough for me to go ahead and put her in a top 16 prediction list, let's say. But look at her. She is so beautiful. She has been trained. I think that she's represented by the same people as Miss Colombia. So she has very good management, which for me, it also translates into having a very good support system, coaches, trainings. So I think that she might be able to surprise us. I hope that she has a few tricks, under her sleeve. I was looking for the word. um, so my expectations are high, and as I said, when I give feedback to some continents and stuff, is never to make them feel less than, but just to make them realize that perhaps in certain areas there's room for improvement. That's how I felt about Miss Germany. So if she really wants to have a chance of placing in the top 16, now it's the moment Preliminary is your chance, girl, so don't let it go by. Okay, officially, let's get into my number 10th on the list. And of course, we're talking about Dominican Republic. This is the very first time that Dominican Republic is so high on my list, going from, to be honest, not being there at all, to then on the most recent list, she actually cracked the top 16 on the 16th position. Now I'm putting her here at number 10. The reason for that is because I am increasingly seeing the potential in this girl. I am increasingly appreciating the looks, the interactions, the interviews that I have seen, all of the information that I found about her, her advocacy, her platform, her story, and everything that she has been through in order to make it to this particular moment in the competition. In terms of being a transformational leader, I think that I can feel it in her that she has that within her. Now, in order to match all of that, she will have to amaze us during the preliminary competition, which we know it's purely a technical competition. So, I think that she gave us everything that we needed to see already in terms of story, relatability, beauty, and all of that. So, the technique now needs to be really, really on point. That is my advice for her. Just focus on you know, having just the absolute best performance on stage. I don't know if you guys agree, and I'm actually really interested to hear your opinion about her in your perspective, because some people have been even predicting her as being the next Miss Universe. So when I tell you that there's a lot of hype around this girl, I'm not just saying that people are noticing her. I'm saying that a lot of people see her as a potential title holder. What do you think about Miss Dominican Republic? Please go ahead and let me know. Express yourself. Now let's talk about Indonesia, Lakmi. Okay, let me just take a sip of my coffee because I need that energy. Your boy has been creating content nonstop, so I need it. Lakshmi has been, so amazing and so much fun to discover during this entire journey at Miss Universe. I'm not gonna be redundant because you guys probably already watched my previous videos about my topics, but I think that for me the biggest takeaway from Lakshmi's presence at Miss Universe is just how much of a fun girl she is. She's so entertaining. She has so much charisma. She loves to dance. She loves to laugh. And in the interactions that I've seen of her with members of the organization, with perhaps some of the sponsors of the competition as well, she has always been so respectful. So I think that she's doing everything so perfectly. Now, what I'm really looking forward when it comes to Lakshmi is really her performance. I'm wondering what the Indonesians are going to do with the wardrobe as well, because we know that they have amazing designers. I have no idea if it's a national, like an Indonesian designer who made her gown, but I'm just really excited for everything ahead of her journey. What do you think about Lakshmi? I mean, in the very beginning, what I noticed is that a lot of people have been putting her on their bubbling under list, meaning that she's probably within somewhere within the top 20 to top 16, but not yet cracking the top 16. I personally think that she can do it. She has that potential. She has the beauty, she has the brain, she has the charisma. And if she's able to show up with the technicalities, with the presence on stage for the preliminary, you might as well see her in the top 16. And why not crack the top 10, top 5, top 3, and why not be the next Miss Universe? By the way, little rumor, they say that there will be no top 10. It's going to be a top 16, and then they might cut probably to a top 5. These are just rumors, so don't quote me on this, but how do you feel about that? Okay, let's move on to the next one. We have Miss Curacao. I'm so happy to talk about her because I feel like for a lot of pages, a lot of bloggers, Curacao has been an early favorite for the competition. But unfortunately, we did not get to see as much of her because of the entire testing positive situation when she got to Miss Universe. She wasn't able to join the activities or do much actually for the first few days. However, I really admire how she managed to stay positive. I really admire how she managed to stay in touch with the audience so that they don't forget about her by posting on social media. Although she was in quarantine in her room, she did not allow people to forget about her. And that is so smart, says a lot about this girl's potential. Now, when she tested negative and she had the okay to go out and be part of the competition, you saw this girl all over the place. Starting with the video that she posted herself on her Instagram, just announcing the news that she was negative, and her charisma, how relatable, how fun she was, during that moment. It was such an uplifting video. Then we have the press conference. Then we had some of the looks of as well for the gala that they had at Miss Universe recently. And I've seen some of interactions with the media as well. All of it on point. Now I think that Curacao has one of the biggest challenges because she has to pretty much conquer everyone in the organization during the preliminary competition. Because, I mean, although she was very good at keeping people informed, she was not there for a lot of the activities. So, in a way, the members of the organization know other candidates better than they know Curacao. So let's see how she does. I'm really excited for her. And she's another one of the candidates that a lot of you guys see her as a potential winner. So, what are your expectations? Moving on, we have USA. Of course, Albany. I think that Albany has been, I have personally really, really loved her journey so far. And I know that this is an opinion that a lot of you might not share. I know that her wardrobe is not for everyone. I personally appreciate it. I think that the idea, the concept that she went for in terms of creating her wardrobe, the fact that she made everything herself, it's just such a refreshing and like personalized experience for Miss Universe, especially nowadays that we are used to getting, designer gowns that every year get more and more expensive and more luxurious. I think that Albany just taking it, back to the roots and doing everything herself is just very, very admirable, to say the least. Um, I really admire how she was able to navigate the waters of the entire controversy around Miss USA and how she came out of that, with her head held high. And now I think that really the challenge is going to be, being the right mindset for the competition. Because we remember back from when Albany was competing, her technique, her walk, her presence is just undeniable. So I really just hope that, these first few days at Miss Universe have been helping her to consolidate that feeling that everything is okay and that she is that girl, and that will be exactly the image that will translate on stage. For my previous video on my top 16 post arrival, she was my number 2 on the list. So that gives you an idea of how much I believe in Albany and her potential. So now it's your turn. Let me know, how do you feel about um, her journey so far and her upcoming performance at the preliminary competition. Okay. We need to talk about Ashley Carino, Miss Puerto Rico. All right. I always try as much as possible to keep it real with you guys. And that means that even if it's a strong sash factor country, I will still speak my mind. And I've been talking about Puerto Rico, meaning that I love this girl so much. I follow her national competition. I've seen her evolution, the ups and downs, and everything. And the latest comments that I had for her during my last video was that, I saw the potential in this woman. I can even see her as a Miss Universe. However, there were, a few things about the wardrobe that sometimes I would question a little bit. For the past few days, I have no complaints. Like, I'm really happy. And at some point I told you guys that I was hoping that Ashley was being selective of when to pick within the competition. And I think that's exactly what she did. I think that now, just a few days, actually just a few hours ahead of the preliminary competition, she is at the best that I have seen her just yet in the competition. And my hope is that even for the coronation night, she will even go beyond that and amaze us even more. If she's able to do that, I think that she will be potentially a winner. So she might be able to bring back the Miss Universe crown for Puerto Rico. But of course, it all depends of the presence and especially about the wardrobe. I'm so excited for her, but we believe in you. We believe in you, Ashley. Let's talk about officially into my top 5. We have India. Okay, so I've been talking about India so far. I think that for most videos, I actually even made an entire video about Divita. I love this girl. I love everything about her mind, her face, her body, her personality. I think that she is really that girl. There's no other words to describe it. I have also been very realistic about her by saying that, you know, the biggest challenge here is that she's aiming for a back to back, and it's not just about her potential and what she can bring to the table, but also the fact that um, the the Miss Universe organization still has the aftertaste of the Harnaz reign. So for them to give this to Divita is not just about Divita's performance and Divita's potential. They also need to want to work once again back to back with India. So I think that for me, that's something that Divita cannot really control herself. The only thing that she can do is tomorrow, I mean, in a few hours, just shine as bright as she possibly can to give an undeniable performance that will give no choice to the judges but to recognize her. Let's try to think that everything will be as fair as possible so that the judges, there will be no bias or no agenda from the organization. I know that Anne already said that she will not be a judge. I know that for preliminary, some of the sponsors will be judges and stuff. So they have, they have been able to see and get to know the contestants. But yes, I just hope that it's a clean competition, everything fair. And of course, I hope that the performance is so undeniable, Divita, please, that they won't be able to take it away from you. Okay? Mwah. Sending love. Okay, moving on. My next on the list, oh my God, so excited, is our girl and Davino Kerry from South Africa. I'm so proud. Before I even get into anything, I will say that I am so proud of Ndavi. And similar to the comment that I was saying, about Divita, Divita has the biggest challenge because she is, back to back trying to pull a win. But Ndavi also had a really, really difficult task, and that was to live up to the expectation of a country that has been excelling so much at Miss Universe for the past few years. Um, Minus the incident of not placing a few years ago in 2020, I think that South Africa has consolidated their name as a household, as a powerhouse in pageantry, and that is undeniable. And Davi has given us such a balanced journey at Miss Universe in terms of her styling, in terms of her personality, the things that I have seen of her on social media. I think that as of right now, she looks the best that she has ever looked. And I think that I just hope that she's able to manage all of that for the preliminary. I was actually just watching a live stream earlier, just like 2 hours ago, and they were filming and Davi being shot for a commercial for Bragais shoes. And, she was part of that, of the Bragais shoes campaign. She was part of the Muba Cosmetics campaign as well. So it just shows how much the sponsors are seeing the potential in Ndavi. I think that it speaks volumes about the fact that she's able to not only bring the heart, the intellect, and the beauty to the competition, but also the commercial aspect, which I think is so important going forward with this new organization. And more precisely, like the message that it sends, because sometimes we hear that Black girls are not marketable or like there's a very niche, they tend to put Black girls in a box. I think that Ndavi is breaking so many stereotypes. So yeah, I think that what I want to say about her is just, sending the best vibes, and I hope that she enjoys the moment. Whatever happens, I am so, 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 so proud. Okay, moving on now. Let's talk about Celeste from the Philippines. I think that in terms of performance, honestly, I'm not worried about Celeste. I think that Celeste is just going to kill the runway. She's going to take the stage by storm. She's going to amaze the judges because that is her strength. Celeste has one of the most beautiful and marketable faces in the competition. Her body, as of right now, is just insane. If you guys have not seen the recent photos that were released of her in her swimsuit, it's just incredible. There are so many rumors going around right now about the designer that who dress her. I don't know what to expect for the gown, to be honest, but I know that it's going to be amazing because so far Celeste has been giving us such a diverse and balanced wardrobe for every single day of the competition. So my expectations are really off the roof. I was thinking earlier because the candidates just had the closed door interview, so I was wondering how Celeste did. I know that one of the things that a lot of people tend to criticize about her is her communication skills and the fact that her voice can be a little shaky sometimes. If you have been following him for a while, you know that that is not a problem. It's not an actual issue. It's just the way that she speaks. But I was thinking, if some of the judges don't know that, will they interpret it as being nerves? So I was just questioning that. But in all cases, the preliminary competition is really the moment to wow the judges with your performance on stage. This is not about Q&A. This is not about talking. This is about showing them that you have the it factor to be a Miss Universe. We'll get into the Q&As and the intellect during finals, but first she needs to manage to secure her spot within the top 16. So go ahead and let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about Celeste Cortesi representing Philippines? All right, moving on, we have Amanda Dudamel representing Venezuela. Amanda, I had some ups and downs with her. More ups than downs, let's be honest. This girl is amazing. There isn't much to criticize, but I will say this. Um, For my previous pre-arrival leaderboard, Amanda was at my number one pick for all of the girls. So that just shows how much I believe in her. I think that she has the potential, the beauty, the brains, everything, you name it, to be a Miss Universe. I think that she will be a very refreshing Miss Universe, and that she will actually be able to elevate even more the image of the organization. But of course, the organization needs to see that as well. They need to believe it. For me, some of the things, the feedback that I will provide to Amanda is really the styling, because sometimes the styling during the competition has been a hit or miss for me. I think that there is always a very intricate, deep meaning, and it's something that she worked on personally, because similar to Albany, she also has her own fashion label and she is a creator. So, of course, you know that every single garment has a reference. However, I feel like sometimes the concept doesn't always translate to the final look. And that is my only fear for her during the preliminary, what she's going to wear and how she's going to present it. So all I can do at this point is just pray for her, cross my fingers, hope for the best. Venezuela is a threat. And if she's able to amaze the crowd and the judges with what she's going to wear and her performance, I think that she will be a real potential winner. And I mean, let's face it, she is the longest reigning Miss Universe of the entire batch at this point, because she was crowned as Miss Venezuela like over a year ago. So she had all that time to prepare. So I have more faith in her than worries, but we shall see. And now, last but not least on the list, we have Miss Colombia, Maria Fernanda. I feel like, honestly, out of everyone on this list, I feel like Maria has one of the most challenging things. And I think that the preliminary is going to be so, 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 so important for her, because she has been wanting this for so long, and because there is so much buzz around Colombia as of right now, and that so many people see her as a potential winner. I would say that out of all of the girls in this batch, I have seen the most pages like predicting her to be a winner for Miss Universe. So she's the one that apparently people believe in the most. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's at least what I have been seeing on my end. Um, I think that in terms of personality, charisma, and all of that, for me, it really took me. Um, I really had to wait for her to get to Miss Universe, for the competition to start, to actually see her in motion, to really be sold and be like, "Wow, I really, really like her." And now that we are going into finals, I mean the preliminary competition, I think that this will be her moment to also showcase what she's capable of from a technical point of view, her presence, how she will handle herself. And I will give this advice for Colombia, but also applies to everyone else. Keep in mind they're looking for a leader this year. So going on stage is not just about being sexy and being cute and being fierce. You have to look like a leader. Carry yourself with dignity, with elegance when you're walking on that stage. And if you do that, then I think that we are in business to achieve potentially a Miss Universe crown. Now, you guys, that was the list that I had prepared for you. These were my top 16 candidates that I am looking forward, I guess, for their performance during preliminary competition at Miss Universe 2022. Let me know, how do you feel about it? What do you think? Do you agree? Not? Do you want to add something else? Go ahead and express yourself in the comment section. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and all of those things to support me and my journey, of course. Follow me on Instagram as well at Luis Portelles. That helps a lot, especially when I'm planning interviews and all of those things. Anyways, enough of me. I'll see you in the comment section. Take care and see you on the next one. Bye.